What is going on, guys? I hope that my phone stays. I propped it up on a shoebox, but if you're watching this video today, you're looking for my top 5 exercises that I think are going to help grow your back the most, that are going to get the most bang for your buck. So I'll kind of record like a little voiceover, and then I'll add in like some exercises that I think are good. I'll like crop them in and put them in. I'm recording this at 7 a.m. in the morning because I've got a kind of busy day today. I'm going to be recording this video, my top 5 exercises that I think you should implement to get a bigger, stronger, wider, more muscular back. But, excuse me for burping. I'm also going to be uploading a video based around how I turn my back from my weak point into probably my strong point in like a year. So stay tuned for that. That'll probably be tomorrow, or I'll upload that 2 days from now. But this video I'm uploading first, and this is my top 5 back exercises. Like I said, I'm going to be putting in clips in this video with my voice over it, and then also just talking face to face to the camera. So let's go ahead and start off with the honorable mention. And the honorable mention is actually going to be just generic pull-ups or chin-ups. I don't know if I'm going to record myself doing this exercise, but I mean, this is how I started with it. Was with pull-ups. Super safe, effective, as long as you do them correctly. There is definitely a learner curve, or a beginner curve to the exercise, because it's kind of hard to do when you like first get a pull-up bar. I remember when I first got a pull-up bar, I was in 8th grade. I was like 13 or 14 years old, and I thought I was going to bang out a bunch of pull-ups and get jacked, and when I got my pull-up bar from my dad bought me, I couldn't even do one. Like, it took me like a week in order to do a pull-up. What I had to do is I had to grab the bar, jump up, and then like lower myself down slowly. And that was like so devastating, because I thought like I was already like strong when I totally wasn't. I was like super weak, even for like my age. Because I knew other kids could like almost do a pull-up. I was nowhere near close. It took me like a week of like practicing to actually get the muscular strength to even do one pull-up. But yeah, I just cranked those out. The pull-up bar is actually right over here. Maybe I can show it to you. It's literally right there. That is my pull-up bar. That pull-up bar has been with me for like since 8th grade. So what? Like 6 years? So let me prop this camera back up. So yeah, that I got in 8th grade, and I practiced on that. I would do chin-ups on it, I would do pull-ups on it, and I would do it so much my door frame is completely cooked. Like, there's marks, there's dents everywhere. My door is shot. But my back was growing. But that was kind of the first exercise other than push-ups that like really got me into the whole aspect of lifting. And it was, I mean, within a year, man, I got so good at them. I could do 100 in like 15 minutes if I really wanted to. And I'm even better at them now. So yeah, pull-ups, great exercise, honorable mention. Really, if you do them right, they're even better. If you like control yourself on the way down, and then when you come up, you contract your lats. There is some fault to it. It's kind of hard to add weight. It feels awkward, and you can only get so much out of them. So that's why it's just an honorable mention. So next up, number 5, I have the plate-loaded T-bar row, or just a generic chest-supported T-bar row. Exercise is great. We all know that I'm trying to work on my traps, upper back, and mid back, while my lats are a strong point. So the T-bar row, that movement just totally cooks my traps and my upper back. So I love implementing the T-bar row. I just feel like my back is overall like super fatigued after I do the exercise. And since you could use a chest-supported one, it's generally pretty safe, and it probably won't hurt you as long as you're practicing good form technique and you're warming up. So I have all props to the T-bar row. I would go to failure on this exercise, and since it's more of a heavier exercise and I'm trying to bring up my traps and my mid-back, I'm going to try to do the T-bar row first in my workout. So that is number 5, the T-bar row. Number 4 I have is the generic pullover. So I don't care how you do them, whether you get the rope and you do a pullover, try to keep your chest horizontal to the ground when you do them, or if you're just like grabbing the ball of the cable and you're doing one arm and you're just doing pullovers like that. If you know what I'm talking about, I might show the exercise, I might not, but it's generally a good exercise. Or if you have like a machine pullover, like a Nautilus machine, where you put your elbows on the thing and you grab and then you actually do the action of a pullover. It's like a crunch and you like do the lats and you come back and you like really stretch. I mean, that is good too. It's kind of a more rare piece of equipment. You're probably just gonna have to get the 2 ropes, set it up on a cable, and do pullovers that way, which is still really good. It's super safe. The only thing is, it's just like the pull-up. It has a beginner curve. Whenever I do the pullover, I actually don't really feel it a whole lot in my lats. I feel it in just my overall whole back. And I feel like the more horizontal I get and the more I exaggerate, keeping my chest parallel with the ground and like really stretching, the more it cooks my back. So you may look kind of stupid, like, you know, your chest horizontal to the ground, parallel, and your butt sticking out in the air. But like that is what will really cook your lats on a pullover. So pullover is a great exercise. You can do it in the middle of the workout, at the end. I wouldn't really do it at the beginning. I would save it for like a TRO or something like that. But that's number 4. Great exercise. I would do it with a rope. Number 3 is actually going to shock you a little bit because it's not on the safer side. So I'd be careful and warm up when you do this exercise. But that's going to be the Smith machine or just the regular barbell bent over row. Now, I noticed specifically my back went from being a complete weak point to like it catching up with the rest of my physique super quick when I started doing the bent over barbell row in the Smith machine. When I started doing that, that's when I noticed that my back was catching up when I implemented this movement. So this one may be number 3 on the list, but it might be the like one of the most important ones for you especially. So if you suffer from having like, you know, your back is lagging on your frame, you just can't really get a good spread. You can't. Now my spread and my back poses are insane. So with the bent over Smith machine barbell row, I would also put the safeties up if you can. So when you hit failure, you can put it on the safeties. You can sit there for a couple seconds and then crank out a couple more reps. If you're really not careful with this, or you just don't feel confident because it is kind of a dangerous movement compared to these other ones, wear a belt. And another important tip, and this is not even a tip, this is a must, buy lifting straps and use lifting straps. My American Hardline ones that I've been using that I love, they're like $8. Like, come on. And I think I had free shipping. So use lifting straps, especially in the bent over barbell row, because your forearms are going to fatigue way before your back, and then your back is not going to grow. That was my problem, really. My back stopped growing because my forearms gave out, so I couldn't train my back with intensity, and my back just stayed the same because I would do the same set of 12 pull-ups and not be more intense. Does that make sense? So number 3 is the bent over Smith machine barbell row. And then at number 2, which might surprise you too, because you think this would be number 1, but it's not, is just generic lat pull down. Whether you're doing it pronated, like about shoulder width apart, that's how far your hands are, or you're doing it underhand or narrow. That's the wide grip lat pull down. I would have to rank lower because it's a good exercise for sure. It would make my top 10 easily, but it's not as good as a narrow grip, an underhand grip, or just that simple pronated grip where your hands are shoulder width apart. Any of those will really should make it in the top 3 of your back movements. But, you know, the lat pull down is a great exercise. It's way better than the pull up for me because you can progressively overload and you can actually like really go to failure. Because instead of you pulling yourself to the bar, the weight is like trying to pull you up. Like you're more in control. So the lat, and plus you can have like somebody assist you. Like it's easier on a lat pull down than it is on a pull up. You have to like push them up on a pull up, which I've done before, but it's just not the same. In a lat pull down, you can progressively overload. You can just get better stretch on your back. So my favorite version of lat pull down kind of depends on like what I'm trying to hit that day. If you notice that your lats aren't really there, stay away from the pronated. Instead, do a neutral, like narrow grip, or do an underhand grip. Now, my number one movement, which it's just like me, it's just like my relationship with the incline dumbbell bench press. I hate it. It sucks, but I know that it's the best exercise and I need to do it because it's going to hit the targeted muscle the best, and that is the generic seated cable row. Yes, the cable row is number one on my list because if you're trying to hit the mid back and the upper back, which it's already a row, it's already kind of doing that, then get a wide grip, and it's just excellent. It's perfect. Make sure you're using lifting straps. And I'll go more into the technique and like my tempo, my rep ranges, and like what I'm trying to implement on my certain sets in the next video, like how I bring my back point or my back from my weak point to my strong point. I'll implement those techniques and strategies, which are really important, in the next video, but I'm gonna leave them out in this one just for time's sake. But with the seated cable row, if you're trying to hit that mid upper back, you can use, like I said, a wider grip. But if you're really just trying to target the lats on that row, then you can use like the silver like hook, or like the generic V-bar or whatever it's called that you generically see on a seated cable row. Remember, the more narrow you go, the more wide you're going to hit on the back. The more wide you go, the more in the middle you're going to hit in your back. And the seated cable row is such a good exercise because you can get an insane contraction, insane stretch. Do not keep your back straight and just sit there and just sit in the contraction zone. Kind of rotate your scapula and let your elbows bring you forward and get that stretch in your lats. That's the most important part. So yeah guys, that's really it. Implement these exercises and progressively overload on them. And if you're not making any progress with your back gains, then you can call me out. But I guarantee you, if you implement these techniques for like 3 months and you're actually in a surplus, you will 100% see gains. And you don't need to do these top 5 exercises in one workout. I only do like 3, and then I just rotate them. So that's it, guys. I'm out of here.